What is going on? Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another segment on Adobe Live with me, your host, Brandon Groce. What is going on, guys? We have Henry in the chat, Vanessa, Annika, James, Tiana, Umacorn, so many. Good to see you guys. Today is the official day number 1 of the XD Daily Creative Challenge, and also we're standing today. So hopefully this gives me a little bit more energy for you guys today. But with that being said, hello to all of you in the chat. Happy to have you guys here, but what's going on, Sam? Good to see you too, my friend. Let's get it started. Let's talk about what we're doing today, how to join in with me on today's challenge, and let's just jump right into things. So with that said, let me share my screen. All right, so if you all are new, first off, let me know if you guys are new to the XD Creative Challenge. I can help you guys just a little bit maneuver how to and where to go to join us in what we're doing today. So first off, Sam is going to beat me to it. There's a link below this video on whether you're on YouTube or Behance. And FYI, if you're on YouTube, come over to Behance so you can join the chat. That's where we're talking and where the family is at. With that being said, I'm going to take a deep little breath there. Check out behance.net/challenge/XD. Like I said, the link is down below in the description, regardless of where you are. And this is where you can join us, download today's starter file, and also join our amazing Discord, which you totally should, and where we check out after each challenge day, we check out in the Discord and see what you guys are up to. All right, but we'll go over a little bit of that and how that works towards the end of today. So today we are going to be building out a user onboarding design, the loading screen, onboarding experience, homepage of a fitness app, and we'll be focusing on the layout and the balance of the design, you feel me? So with that said, what's going on, Bliss? Good to see you. All right, so with that said, and if you guys are wondering where to get the file, you can go ahead and click the get started, and that will download the file for you. FYI, please let me know if you guys are overbearing with the music. I got a new mic, and I'm also, changed some of the music levels. Just let me know if you guys, need me to tone it down. All right, with that said, let's dive into our designing, okay? So what we're going to accomplish today is a recreation of Samad's amazing and beautiful Dribble work. If you guys want to check them out on Dribble, you totally can. But we're gonna make our own version of this. I showed you guys a little bit of, what we have for today, yesterday, if you guys tuned in. But now we're going to start, okay? So what we're gonna start off with first, and by the way, if you haven't already, if you are joining me or following along with me with the starter files, I want you guys, whether you're following along or not, you definitely want to download the LottieFiles plugin. You can do that by clicking this Lego block, clicking this plus here, if you're on PC, and just type in, you should be able to just type in Lottie. And I might have messed up. Hold on, guys. Do not follow that advice. Hold on 1 second. Plugins, let's see. You should be able to find, there should be a search bar. Hold on, here we go. Wrong search bar, guys, Lottie. There we go. The one on the left, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, LottieFiles for Adobe XD. We're gonna use that for one thing today. And if you guys wanna choose a different one than what we have, for right now, we have our little sushi friend. But if you guys wanna choose another one, it's totally fine. All right, so let's start off with getting our colors in where they need to be. So we're gonna take, what I like to do is, everybody has a different way of doing things, but this gradient, essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and steal these colors. I'm gonna press I on my keyboard to get my little eyedropper tool, and I'm just going to actually select my square first, then I'm going to grab my two colors here, the two oranges, the light and the dark. And by the way, since we only have 30 minutes here, or really only 25, if you guys have any questions in the chat, do let me know. I'll try to get to them if I can, but follow along as best as you can. You can always rewind this and go back. I'm going to try to get as much as I can out, but we'll get everything done and just rewind. That's the best thing about video, guys. You can always go back. So what I'm doing here is I just basically created another rectangle on our artboard over here. And now I'm just going to select some colors for them. There's, a couple ways I could have saved the two oranges here to my swatches, but I like to go for speed. So essentially, I am just going to grab actually, you know what? That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to select these two. Boom. I'm going to just add them to my swatches. One. It will just make everything easier. So when I go to my rectangle here, I go to my linear gradient. I have two things I can select. Over here I have my dark side. I'm going to make that the light orange, and my top gradient, as I can see I've selected here, that's going to be our more saturated orange. And from here, what you guys can do whatever it is that you wish, but I have already kind of prepared some of our logos and our assets that we're going to use. For example, the logo and the skip button, things of that nature. So this is going to help us out a lot today. So I'm going to pull the logo and some of our buttons up here, and none of this is super complicated, guys. Essentially, this is just the text tool. I can just type in skip. It's pretty much an easy day. But I just want to make today's focus be a little bit of the Lottie, a little bit of using and understanding balance, and just, some of the stacks that we're going to be using here and there. Just how to quickly in 30 minutes get a 3-page mobile app together. So for this next piece, I'm actually going to steal this little shape back here. I'm going to push our sushi guy away. I'm going to copy and paste this color, or excuse me, this asset here. And for those of you guys who are wondering how that is made, it is simply a circle. I'm going to double click it, and I can add points to this baby, just like this. So make your desired shape. Mine kind of looks like an egg, but it's pretty easy. Just remember, ellipse, drag it out, double click, and edit to your heart's content. Now for our sushi friend, I'm just going to go ahead and place him. But how to get him? He's actually a LottieFiles. So how I got him is I opened up this LottieFiles plugin, and I can just type in whatever I want, and I can drag these videos into the file, and they actually play. Let's see. Boom. I'm going to click that artboard. There we go. So that's essentially what we're getting with our sushi. And that's why I highly recommend, because there's so many cool things that you guys can do with Lottie. And I'm going to group this very quickly because this is going to be a little bit of a Control G. All right, now what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to pull the rest of my assets here. We have our title, we have our subheadline, and we have our dots for the onboarding experience. Now what I like to do to speed some of these things up, for example, these dots, what I like to do is drag out my circle, and this is a little bit of a quick tip for you guys. Anytime there's something repetitive, I just like to make it one time and go to my repeat grid or Control R and just drag out a couple of them. Make the spacing I need. And for this in particular, I ungroup them and I just make them so that they're individuals. I just make them opaque, almost in a gradual manner, and I remove the border. So that's how you make that very simply. Just gonna delete that. And what we're gonna do here, because we're pretty much almost done with this. If you guys just took a look at the assets, I basically gave you the entire first page here, because there's a few things that I wanted to focus on today. because since we only have 30 minutes. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to make this little notch over here, just like this. And again, just like we made with our funky egg shape, we're going to do with this rectangle here. We're going to double click it, and we're going to add some points here. I'm going to add about 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Pull this out in a rectangle form, double click, ta-dow. And I can push pull. I can even double click this and round these out, just like that. Straighten these up. There we go. So now we have our little notch. Pretty easy, right? Chriselle says the alignment in the good dispatch is incredible on XD. I'm not gonna lie, it makes everything, XD has, you know, the evolution that it has gone through and continues to go through in terms of making it super easy on the designer to just focus on our job of usability and getting things on our artboards and out the door has been amazing. All right, so I'm just placing my assets all in order and just taking a quick look and reference at where we're at. So that is our first page, okay? Now I'm gonna make another artboard. I'm gonna click A. I am going to take another iPhone 13 and we're just going to begin again from scratch. Now, I already gave you guys some of the assets, for example, these rectangles here with more LottieFiles. Feel free to copy them if you so desire, paste them on your artboard, and just go from there. What I'm going to do from here is, since there is some consistency from artboard 1 to artboard 2, and since we're still somewhat in the onboarding, I'm just going to copy these components here, paste them, and I am going to steal. I'm not going to make another color. I'm just going to make this black for now. So we have our logo, we have our skip, and what we're going to do is we need our title, our subhead, and we need the rest of our content here with the squares and more of our opaque little circles, because we're in the next step of the onboarding. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these, I'm going to group them, copy, paste these puppies over here, and I'm actually going to make these orange. It's pretty easy. I just selected all of them. Since they're all opaque, I didn't need to really change any of the colors. All I had to do is just change the color of all of the selected, and they work out for me. All right, so one thing I do want to do is I'm going to just steal this. This is already pretty much in the style that I want for our heading on this page. So I'm going to take it, drop it here, change the color and the size. We'll probably do about like 25. Change the line height here. And for now, I have no idea what I actually wanted to say, so I'm going to go to my handy dandy plugin here for lorem ipsum. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I am going to change this text field to, rather than a auto width, I'm going to change this to a fixed size. So I'm going to pull this out to about, say, this, and I'm going to go to my lorem ipsum quick fill, and it's just going to fill for me the size that I have dragged out for this rectangle or this text box. And from here I get to choose, you know, how much I actually want in there. So I'm going to hide everything else, center this, and this will be our placeholder title. I'm going to duplicate our subhead from the previous screen. Again, make this black, trying to keep the styles the same. And what I mean the styles of the actual text that I'm using. So we have Proxima Nova bold here, Proxima Nova bold here as well. And just moving some things around. I'm going to make this 2 lines. So just like what I did with the title, I'm going to go to the fixed size, pull this down, go to quick lorem ipsum, or not quick lorem ipsum, let's see, fill with placeholder text. It's one of these guys. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I feel like I ran into this problem last time where I don't have a name for it, ladies and gentlemen. But let's see. Oh, you know what? It's the line height. That's why. There we go. That's what it was. So the line height was like 70. So the text was like way down here off of screen. So there was that problem solved. I'm gonna center this. Both of these. And now I'm just going to try to just move things into place here. I'm gonna actually scale this up. I'm gonna make this 35. And you know, a lot of this stuff you just have to use your eye for. You know, there's some things that we use our intuition for, you know, numbers. And there's some things that we just have to use as designers. We have to use our eye, you know. That's what is the difference between people who have trained in design for a long time and people who are, you know, just starting. All right, so let's see. That it looks like there's not that much. I'm gonna do this 16. I'm gonna give it like a line height of 20 rather than 18. Alrighty. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make these boxes that we have right underneath here. We're almost pretty much done with our first two screens. These next things are pretty simple. So I'm gonna hit R, my rectangle tool, and I am going to draw one square, just like this. I'm gonna go to my radius tool, just pump this baby up just a little bit. And let's see, colors. You know what I might do? I have no idea. Let's see. I'm gonna steal maybe this, actually, I'm trying to think of colors, guys. Let's see. I might steal colors from here again. So I'm gonna make 3 little squares, and I am just going to select, actually, these dark colors here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just gonna add each one of these to my swatches. Blow. All right. Might want to saturate them a little bit more, but we'll play that by ear. So I have my squares. First things first, I'm going to make a light blue one. I'm going to take that border. I'm going to darken it up a little bit. I'm going to scale it. I'm going to give it like a 3. Make sure it's on the outside of that square. And I want to make it dotted, so I'm going to give it some dashes. You know what? We'll make it inside. There we go. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to Lottie, and you guys can do this a whole bunch of ways. I'm just going to type in workout, and I'm going to just very quickly drag in And you know what? I might actually use, I'm trying to look for a PNG one. Hopefully, oh no! Let's see, hopefully this is PNG. I don't think it is. All right, it's not being nice. Or it's some of the LottieFiles are not being nice. But what I want to do is I wanted to find one of the Lottie pieces. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just going to repurpose this one that we already have. Just as an example. So this is an example of a SVG or a LottieFile, animated one, that has a transparent background. So I'm going to have these in here and basically mimic some of the other exercises that would be in this application. So what I'm going to do, since we want 2 more of these, I'm going to group this, Control R, which is our repeat grid, and I'm going to pull out 2 more of these, and I'm going to scale it till we are on the other side. Okay. And we're about there. I'm going to ungroup these. group them again so I can actually pull this to the edge right here where I expect it to be. And we can always adjust that later. You guys can figure out if you guys want to mess with the colors. But actually, I'm going to pull it center just like this, like that. There we go. We have our, I'm going to change these because now we're on a different page. So I'm going to make this, since this is the second page, we're going to make that 100%. And we are actually going to drop everything else to 20%. All right, so we're pretty much done with this page. And we can, just want to show you guys what it looks like and that it is animated. Just going to click on our artboard, press play. There we go. We have our main runner just going. Feel me? All right, so up next, we're going to make a new artboard, press A, get our iPhone 13. And this one is going to be pretty much an easy, guys. I gave you guys everything for this, the title, the back arrow for this page. I'm going to zoom in really quick and just grab all of it. Paste it. I'm going to bring it all the way to the top and just make sure that everything is pretty much the same distance from the top as all these other elements are from our other artboards, just making sure that there's some consistency. So we have 39 pixels from the top. I'm holding Alt on my keyboard just to be able to measure where some of these things are. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see, we want 39. All right, there we go. And I need our cards, which is pretty simple. I gave you guys one card because that's all we need. Honestly, all we have to do, and I will show you guys everything that we've done here. Is just a text box, two text boxes, and we have an ellipse, or I think this is two rectangles. I'll show you guys how to do that. But first, more importantly, since what we're gonna do here is not only balance, but we've made like 3 screens literally in 20 minutes. And I wanna show you guys how the repeat grid and, you know, having the Lottie, being able to make complex and beautiful things in a very short time is possible within XD. And that's essentially what today's exercise kind of is, on top of the, you know, the order and balance that we're doing. So exercises for day 1. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take this puppy, Control R, and duplicate this a couple times. And I will show you guys how I did that backdrop in just, like, there's that nice little shower, this nice little shadow in the back. I'll show you guys how that is done as well if we have some time. So we have our cards. We're gonna grab our start workout, and start workout button is pretty simple. All it is I'm gonna make one more of these. There we go. I'm just gonna stop that right there. And of course, you guys can always, I love to use repeat grid just to get all of my assets out. And if I wanted to, I can go in and change. Actually, let me see before I say anything. I always like to just get my assets, and again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I personally like to ungroup a lot of my assets and then go in and change them after the fact. So let's see here. You can change the colors of all your bars. You can change the assets of the person that's working out, things of that nature. But okay. So we have our project, guys. We have the entire flow of the onboarding. Let's talk about, now that we have this, how would we export this if we wanted to put this into a project? Obviously, you can prototype it, but if you want to export this, put it in a Behance project, how you would do this is a couple ways. One, you can select all of your artboards, go to File, Export, Selected, or if you just have just these 3 artboards on your project, you would select all artboards. I'm just going to select selected. I'm going to go to JPEG, and I can decide what export size I want. 1x is totally fine. I decide where I want it to go. and we just go to export. And from there, you can pop these babies into Photoshop, create your amazing, or you can just create your Behance project in XD as well. Export that and just bring it on over to Behance. Now, with that long run-on sentence, if you do bring this to Behance and you create a beautiful project with it, do make sure that in your project tags, because you want to see your projects, guys, please make sure you have either XD Daily Challenge or XD Creative Challenge in your project tags for your project so that we see them. And on top of that, if you do create a prototype, do make sure that you know that you can actually share your prototypes with us by going to the Share tab, going to Design Review or Presentation, and just make sure anyone with the link has access, create the link, and drop that puppy into our beautiful Discord, which is, we would love you to drop it in the feedback section, specifically the challenges, and you would drop that link right there. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 minute left. Thank you guys for joining us, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. And I hope you guys enjoyed this segment and enjoy the next one. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. Peace.